Goddess channel. I thank you so much for being with me today. We are going to do another planets in transit series. This is the third episode that we'll be doing, and this is going to be for Neptune trining Pluto. And now, so Neptune and Pluto are very slow moving planets. So even though my conjunction is happening today, which I might have to do a follow up video for, when things wrap up, the energies have been playing out through my chart for a long time. Yeah. Because they're slow moving planets, they shift things over time. But today I do feel the conjunction. It has been, I mean, it's only like 1 o'clock, and I have been feeling it. The conjunction happened around 2 a.m. And it's a powerful day, and I'm so excited for the rest of my day. All right, so my Neptune is in Pisces in my first house. And, or sorry, not my Neptune. Neptune right now is in my first house of Pisces at like 24 point. Oh, wait, it would be 24 degrees and 24 minutes because that's where my Pluto is. My Pluto is in Scorpio in my ninth house of higher wisdom and education and travel. And guess what I've been doing? Hitting the books. I have been hitting the freaking books. So today, what happened is that I had a chart reading, and we're doing another session, and you will get the video for that session on this channel as well. But it'll come out a little, we have to film it, and I have to edit it, and do all the things. So wait some time. But I'm really excited. So I did a chart reading for this person, and now we're going to do a session tomorrow. And so let's just talk about Neptune trining my Pluto. So Neptune is the planet of illusion. It's the planet of spirituality. It's the planet of blurring the lines and boundaries of a higher power. It rules Pisces. It's the modern ruler of Pisces. And yeah, I don't know. It's very, very ooey gooey type of feeling, especially Neptune being in Pisces. It can manifest illusions and like delusions and escapism and stuff that we're going to talk about today. And so it's trining my Pluto, so it's a nice harmonious aspect. And Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth and transformation and power and resurgence. And so we're going to get a little personal today. I want to read from my book about what, I just want to give you a generalized overview of what Neptune in Pisces, not Neptune in Pisces, but Neptune trine Pluto can facilitate in your life. And then I'm going to talk about my experiences. So let's crack it open. This is the book that my series is titled after, Planets and Transits. And this book is by Robert Hand. And thank you, Robert. I appreciate you. All right. So Neptune trine Pluto. This transit occurs when you are 55, which I found that interesting. I read the first line and I was like, oh no, I'm going to read this out loud. I've always felt like an old motherfucking soul. An old soul. So this transit is happening for me at 29 years of age, and it usually happens when people are 55. Interesting. So it usually occurs when you're about 55. It is a chance to examine your life and to see within it the seeds for something greater that you have imagined. The greatness is not in the material realm, nor will it give you power over others. Instead, your opportunity is to see life in a spiritual dimension that you have never before perceived. This can manifest itself in a number of ways. First of all, you may discover an increased empathy for the people in your everyday life. You can put yourself into another's place in a way that you have never been able to do before. You can see and, more importantly, feel what someone else feels. Consequently, you will have more sympathy and compassion for other people's problems. Your compassion springs from a realization of the essential unity of yourself and all other beings. For most people, this is not an entirely conscious realization. You may feel an increased involvement with others, but you don't quite know where it has come from. Like I said, Neptune and Pluto are slow-moving transiting planets. There we go. They move very slowly. So it may be like you may experience this in your life as just a subtle shifting of your groups, of your emotions, of your compassion and empathy. So yeah. Anyway, um, you may come more attracted to mystical philosophers and metaphysics, which try to verbalize what you are beginning to experience. You may experience a reawakened interest in religion, even if it has long been dormant in your life. Possibly, you may even have a profound psychic and mystical experience. Even if by temperament you are not inclined to mysticism, you will experience its effects in increased idealism and increased willingness to work for the kind of world you want to see. Yeah. So there's just a general synopsis. So like I said, my or Neptune is in my first house of identity, and it is trining my ninth house of spirituality and wisdom. So me getting ready for this chart reading, delving into um the the I mean, I've obviously delved into astrology, but I had to deep dive into my books again, like taking notes, furiously writing, and it's all in the interest of helping others. It's how I show up for others through my authentic need to delve into higher learning and learning about metaphysical things, learning about um, how to obtain wisdom, how to obtain spiritual wisdom. It's learning and higher traveling is the ninth house, or higher traveling. Learning and traveling is the ninth house. Philosophies is the ninth house. So I'm getting to, with doing this chart reading, I was able to use my beliefs, the things that have helped me and helped me assert myself and show up for the world in a different way, to educate and help others. And I do. There's a little bit about feeling more compassion for people through reading people's charts, through delving into astrology and understanding certain things that we are born with, certain things that people have to that are obstacles for people. It helps me feel compassion for my fellow man. Now, I am a very empathetic person, very empathetic, so I have that within me. But in my opinion, when somebody does something that is not favorable to me or is just downright upsetting or mean, I have a quick Scorpio moon reaction and I'll never forget it. But through like understanding um understanding this wisdom, this knowledge that I've been picking up over the last few years, it has softened me in my approach to others, because I know that other people have squares the same way that I do. Other people's have inconjunct energies the same way that I do. And I never know what people are going through. So honestly, when I first have an issue with somebody, the first thing I do is pull their chart so that I can figure out how to talk to them, how to maneuver around them, how their energy may react to what the altercation or incident that we have had. So it's me immediately stepping outside of myself, trying to see and place myself inside their box, the place that they live in, and understand them and be compassionate towards them through seeing the world through their eyes. It helps me. Like, that's the thing I love about astrology, is it does help me to see the world through other people's eyes. I may not agree. I have a lot of fixed energy. Okay, Pisces rising, but fixed energy is prevalent in my chart, and so I have very strong ideals and opinions. I may not agree with you, but through astrology, I have learned to have more compassion for people who approach the world in a more sinister kind of way. Sinister isn't the word that I'm looking for, but in a just not the way that I do things, not leading with love, not leading with caring and understanding and trying to I don't know. Some people just love a power struggle, and I hate that. But listen, if you're born with Mars conjunct your descendant, then you love a fucking power struggle. Or you may just not be able to find a way to get away from them, you know? And so that is energy that you're dealing with. And just because I don't have to deal with it doesn't mean I have to look down on it, you know? So there's that. Also, I'm just going to be very vulnerable and honest. I think I've decided today that I'm going to stop smoking weed. Yeah. I feel like that's part of the Neptune energy in my first house of how, like, blurring kind of how I show up and how I can attend to the details in my life. Um, and I think instead I'm going to trade it for digging into my travels and digging into my ideas and my wisdom and stepping back, doing the Sagittarius thing. In, well, because it's Scorpio, but it's in my ninth house, so it's like the Sagittarius thing with Scorpio vibes. Um, yeah, it's gonna be hard, but I felt the need today when I went to sleep at like 2 a.m. at the conjunction. I was like, yeah, I don't think this is for me anymore. I think I owe it to myself to just refrain, which is interesting. Very interesting. Pisces energy can be very escapist, imaginative, because there are two sides of the same coin, but escapist. And I don't want to escape. I want to I want to feel the things. I want to feel all the things, and that's a Scorpio trait: is the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. I want to feel all the things and let that lead me into my higher sense and my my lead to my spiritual revelations and my spiritual wisdom being grown and born. And I think I've spent a lot of time distracting myself because, I mean, I'm a dancer and, like, don't get me wrong, like, marijuana is great. It's medical. It helps so many people, especially as a dancer who my body is my vessel. Marijuana is amazing for, like, helping you to recover, helping to subside pain. And you know what I mean? It has wonderful medicinal attributes. But there are also things that can just slow people down. Like for me, having a Pisces rising, having my moon in Scorpio in the eighth house of like taboos of drug, sex, and rock and roll and stuff like that, it just can be a tendency for me to stay where I'm comfortable. And my Pluto is in the ninth house. So it's power and transformation, death and rebirth through getting outside of your comfort zone, through traveling and experiencing things. And I definitely think that marijuana helps me to be a homebody. I'm cool. Like, especially with my Taurus sun, I'm cool watching TV, smoking, smoking a little, and like, just, I don't know, just being content and laughing. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm never taking the laughing out of my life, but I just think I've spent a little too much focus on finding that, like, the warm blanket to wrap around me and get cozy, when really I need to be adventurous. I need to be knocking on the door of life. I need to be going here, going there, talking to people, more involved. And that is what I'm going to do. All of my energy needs to be placed in going to the places that I need to go. Stepping outside of my comfort zone, expanding my horizons. And also it's Lent, so got to give something up. Actually, I don't have to because not Catholic. But anyway, it's like Lent season, so we'll just chalk it up to that. um yeah, I'm gonna do another, like, a check-in video because, like I said, this conjunction is happening today. And so the energies will be playing out for a lot longer than just today. They have been playing out for a lot longer or earlier than now. And so I feel like I'm going to need to check back in. Check back in. Oh, guess what? My Saturn return is going to be today's the 25th. It's in 4 days. My Saturn return is in 4 days, guys. Wish me motherfucking luck. Wish me luck, all right? I will give you a video for my Saturn return, but it it may be a check-in video like this. Like it may be like conjunction, junction, what's your function? And then go straight into like, oh, well, not go straight into, but like maybe like 3 months down the line, I might do another check-in, and then 3 months down the line, I might do another check-in because because Saturn is also a slow-moving planet. It's not as slow as Neptune and Pluto, but it moves forward, retrogrades, moves forward, retrogrades, moves forward. And so this is the last I think this is the only conjunction that I have, which is interesting because my friend just had her Saturn return. And but she was born during a retrograde period, so her Saturn is before my Saturn, even though she's younger than me. But Saturn has been hitting this spot and then retrograding and then coming back. My conjunction happened once and then it's not happening again. Hers happened twice. It was like, oh wait, no, 3 times. It went forward, back, and then forward. It's just interesting to me. But grateful for the one conjunction. But my Pisces rising is at 0 degrees and 39 minutes. So once Saturn, and then my Saturn is at 29 degrees of Aquarius. Once Saturn hits my Saturn, then it's going to move on to my ascendant. So Saturn will be prevalent in my life for a while. Okay? Till about mid-November. So we will do maybe like 3 or 4 videos on my Saturn return. Hopefully 3. 3 seems like a magic number. But yeah. Thank you so much for listening to me, letting me share with you. I had something and it just disappeared into the ethos. Have a beautiful day. It's February 25th. There's going to be a Jupiter-Venus conjunction. Oh, also on the day of my Saturn return. We're headed up to the Jupiter-Venus conjunction in Aries. Things are about to get fired up and spicy, and I like it. I'm excited. And I will check in with you about how the rest of my day went. All right. I got a drum circle tonight. I've got a drum circle, and it's with lovely ladies. We had one 2 weeks ago, and I'm so fucking excited for this one. The power that can come from drums, the voice on a damn drum is penetrable. It penetrates the spirit. So I'm excited about that. I'm grateful today. That's the overall feeling, is that I've had to let some things go. I'm not going to talk about my relationship experience, but today I also had a closing out, a cutting of the cords of a relationship that already fizzled out, but that I still was holding on to with that Scorpio energy. Close out and fizzle. Like, I'm cutting the cords. And it doesn't feel bad or mean or anything. It's in a way of compassion. We are not compatible. That doesn't mean that I think that you're terrible. And I don't want any discourse between us. But I love myself enough, and I love you enough to know that this isn't working and that we need to move on. Having Scorpio energy, it can be rough, guys. Like sometimes I just feel like I hold on to things for so long that they've taken on their own life and within my being. And I don't want to. I can recognize it. I can recognize when I am stifling growth because I'm so stuck in the pain. think this is also helping me to know that pain is a catalyst for growth. It's not here to say you deserve to be in pain. It's not here to say this is what you get. It's here to say this isn't what you want. So go find something else. This is not right for you. So please, dear loved one, make a choice to love yourself out of the pain. Not to just sit in the pain, but to love yourself so much that you take yourself out of it. To have compassion for yourself and the journey that you're going through, and for others and the journeys that they are going through, and that all of you are here just to work together. We're all here to work together on growing, on being our most authentic selves, to finding spiritual oneness, to happiness. Pain is a teacher. It's a signal from your brain that says, whoa, whoa, let's readjust. And we can choose to take it personally, or we can choose to feel it and then release it. We can choose to love instead. That's all, folks. I'm going to go now. Thanks, guys. Love you. Love you muchly. Bye.